Ora viva, seja bem-vindo a mais um Final Cut, podcast da Sports Tellers. Já sabe, se ainda não subscreveu, pode fazê-lo no YouTube, Apple e também no Spotify. Ora, hoje vamos ter uma conversa à distância com um dos grandes nomes do jornalismo desportivo. É, de resto, uma das grandes vozes do mercado de transferências, se não, de facto, a maior desses nomes. Falamos de Gianluca Di Marzio, que está aqui connosco à distância, que concedeu-nos também aqui um pouco de tempo, porque o tempo é precioso nesta altura do ano. Estamos a falar de mercado. Vamos fazer isto em inglês. Gianluca, ciao. How are you?
Ciao. Eu não falo português. Minha mãe fala português, porque ela gosta de falar português, mas eu não falo, so perdono. I prefer to speak English, and so we speak English until you will learn Italian. So next time we will do in Italiano, okay?
Your Portuguese is better than my Italian, so
No,
you win for now.
Only 2 words, only 2 or 3 words.
So how are you? Very busy time, busy schedule.
It's the hardest period of my life because when the tournament finish, when Champions League finish, starts another tournament for me that is the football transfer, no? And so when my colleagues go on holiday, I start a new job, and then when I finish transfer market, there is Italian Serie A, there is Champions League, so there are no holidays, no vacations for me, but it's harder for my family because for me it's work, but it's amazing, it's a passion, so I like to do this job, but obviously I would like to stay more with my son, no, because now they are growing, so I would like to stay with them more.
You have been in Wembley, as we all could see, with Mourinho also. So what
Jose was incredible because I was live in Sky Sport. I was talking about the final, and then he came in our live to say hello and to confirm he was going to Fenerbahce. And I have a good relationship with him, but I think he has a good relationship with media, no? Because he's a coach that likes to train players, to train fans, to train press, to train everything is around football, no? So and then he's perfect in this situation because I followed him with the eyes. He was next to me in his position, no? And he always stays in the phone to control everything. And then when he saw that Terzic was crying in the pitch, he left his position and he went in the field to go to Terzic, and this image went around the world, no? Because Jose knows when is the moment, no, to appear, the right moment to appear.
And as we can also see already in this presentation on Turkey, it was, I think he already won the crowd, right?
Yes, he's like an emperor in Turkey now. He's like an emperor.
So Ancelotti won another Champions League. Real Madrid won the Champions League. But may I ask you, what makes Carlo Ancelotti so special? Now
because he's simple. He's simple. He's really simple. He's like us. No, you can talk to him of everything. I asked this question to all his former players, even in Wembley. I talked to Gullit, I talked to Kaká, to all these former players, and one said, "Oh, he's like a dad." Another, "He's like an uncle." Another, "He's like a brother." He's a family person, no? So he's a coach, but he understands now and in his career that it's important tactically, the tactical way, but it's important to create, a feeling, an empathy with the players, and this skill doesn't mean that he's not good in tactical, because for example against Manchester City put Rodrigo on the left and he create problems to Guardiola. So It depends. His strength is to create this love feeling with the player, with the boss, with the crowd, with the fans. He's a very, very, very simple person, and I like now in this moment that his son Davide is so involved in the decisions, because some years ago, when he was in Bayern Munich, he was fired because players didn't like that Carlo's son went there to give instructions of what to do in the field, while David Ancelotti is a really, really prepared guy, and he could be the coach of a lot of top teams, but he prefers to stay with his father now, and I am very proud to be a friend of them.
How did you become market specialist?
Well, it was something really natural, because I am a son of a football coach. My father was an important coach in Italy, because he was the manager of Napoli, was a manager of Genoa, a lot of Italian clubs, and so I lived in football 24 hours a day when I was a child and growing, and then he became
Napoli?
sport director in Napoli. Yes,
you lived in Napoli when the
yes. I was a little child, because not in Maradona time, before, because my father was Napoli coach in 1978, and I was 4 years old. But Maradona arrived in 1984. But my father was the first Italian coach to see Maradona in Argentina in 1978. He wanted to buy Maradona in that period, but in that period, Italian Federation didn't allow foreign players to come in Italy, and so my father didn't managed to get Maradona in 1978, but he arrived 6 years later. But when he arrived, all the journalists asked Maradona, why are you choosing Napoli and not Juventus, no Inter or Milan? He said, because Gianni Di Marzio in 1978 was the first to talk to me about Napoli. So I wanted to come to Napoli from 1978. So that's why everybody in Italy knows that my father was the first to discover Maradona in Italy. Yeah. And so that's why I am in this world. I'm in this world of football, and I know everybody. And so for me, it was easier to create contacts, because to do football transfer market in Italy, as a journalist, it's important to have contacts, because if you don't have contacts, you don't have info. And I know everybody, and they trust me, because if they tell me these things you cannot say, you have to wait, I wait, because I know how goes this world. And that's probably my advantage to other colleagues.
It's a matter of mutual respect, respect the timings.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that
exactly
gives you also the status, and people look for you also to give the news, or not?
Yes, sometimes I wait and I arrive second, because I wait too much, because all the clubs, all the agents, all the sport directs, they would like that I give the news only 5 minutes before it's official, but 5 minutes is too late. So I try to have the green light before. It's not easy, but I try to be respected. And if I do this work in 30 years now, because I started when I was 20, now I'm 50. So I think it's because there is this respect from me, and there is this respect from the football world.
So you start this a long time ago, and you followed all the tendencies. So in Europe, as I can see in Europe, you also always trying to figure out what's the next step on communication, how to reach the fans, the followers. That's one part of the secret. Always be one step ahead.
Yes, and even when I find an exclusive news, for example, I don't relax on this news, and I think to the next one. Sometimes people ask me, "What's the favorite news you have broken?" I said, "No, I think to the next one." So probably I can't be satisfied on what I do. Never. So I always need adrenaline. I always need to go forward. I always need to find a new information, and I always try to find a new way to keep people with me. When I started social media, was Futebol. Now social media are really important, and I have millions of people following, and I can't betray these people, so I have to verify all the informations once, twice, 100 times, because what I created in 30 years can disappear in 2 minutes. So I have to be always reliable, and now it's not important to arrive always first. It's important to arrive and to say the truth and to verify, because people want to know the truth. Some deals doesn't close positively or negative for me. No, obviously, but I want to be always clear, no, with the people that follow me.
Do you have any special memory or special name that you were very happy to give the breaking news that some club closed this coach or this player?
No, the news, the information that I have in my heart, because it was the news that let my name be known all over Europe, all over the world, while I was recognized before only in Italy. No, I was only the Italian transfer market expert, and not the international transfer market expert. Was when I broke the news that Guardiola, after the Barcelona period, he was coach, he won Champions League, and he had one year without working, no, and everybody wanted to know the next step of Guardiola, and I said Guardiola will be Bayern Munich coach, in a moment that Bayern Munich was first in Bundesliga, first in Champions League group, first in Germany Cup, and people and even some colleagues of us in Germany and in Spain said, why this Italian guy should know which is the new club of a Spanish coach in a German team? Why? He should know only Italian things, Italian matters, not Spanish or German. And you know, Bayern Munich did an official communication after 24 hours saying that were bullshit what Italian media said about Guardiola. So I was really in pressure, really pressure. But my source said, no, confirm that Guardiola will be the coach. Confirm that Guardiola will be the coach. And I forced Bayern Munich after other 24 hours to do another official confirmation to say that Guardiola was the Bayern Munich coach for the future season. So it was the moment that I remember in my life. And Radio Marca and Bild called me. They say, sorry, we didn't trust you, and was a satisfaction for me.
It's easy to get this kind of relationship with the football agents and sport directors and players.
Well, it's difficult because sometimes they try to tell me lies. No, they don't. It's not simple to have the truth. It's not simple to have the respect, the faith from sports director or agents. Even the youngest sports director, the youngest agents, they are anxious, no, because the deal will collapse if I tell you the news. They are really worried. While, for example, other former sports director like Adriano Galliani, that you sure know because in AC Milan he was historical sports director. He understood that communication is important as the deal. It's important how to communicate the deal, not always something secret, but it's important sometimes even to talk and to communicate.
And sometimes they and I ask if this happens, they try to take advantage of you for example, to increase a price of a player, or just to promote without there's no business after all.
Happens that when I ask, have you updates about your player, and sometimes happens that one agent, without saying names, one agent says, say this player is followed by Real Madrid, Barcelona, but I can write once, but if after one or two info like that, this player plays in Celta Vigo or in other clubs, obviously that I understand that is not a good relationship with this agent.
So, how many hours you work per day?
How many hours I sleep, so I can say how many hours I work. I sleep, I think, 5, 6 hours a day. So I work 18.
And always on the phone?
I work 18.
On the phone, on the camera?
Now in iPhone you can say how many hours you stay, and it is so hot. It's hot, this phone. So I think that if there are not 18 hours, are 16 or 15. But I am sometimes, I think, when I am in, for example, in the beach, with my little son. He has 6 years old, and he wants to play with the ball in the water with me, and I stay 10 minutes without the phone, because the phone is in the beach, and I am in the sea with my son. In these 10 minutes, I think, but if in these minutes arrives a text message, arrives a WhatsApp with a news, so I am always in a hurry, because I want to leave the sea and go to the beach to keep the phone and to see who wrote me. I know that is a bit crazy, because I have to relax because I have family, and so I don't know how many years I want to live like that.
Is that one of the biggest treasures of Calcio Mercato of Italy, your phone?
Yes, I have a lot of numbers, and yes, I think that
how many
a lot
numbers?
of guys
do you have an idea how many numbers?
I think, I don't know, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000.
Yeah. So, how is to work with Portuguese players, agents, sports directors? Do you work? You know some, I know.
I always had a very good impact and relationship with some agents. Not with George Mendes, for example. I know that he had a good feeling with my father, because when my father worked with Juventus and he tried to get Cristiano Ronaldo, when he was scout of Juventus, he saw George. Cristiano was in Sporting, and they stayed together. But I know that George is top, and I don't want to disturb him. I know that he doesn't give information to Italian journalists before, so I never tried. But I had good relationship with Jose Mourinho, for example, or Tiago Pinto. The thing I appreciate is that when I was in Lisbon some years ago during COVID, during COVID, and there was the final 8 of Champions, in Lisbon, and I always try to, when I go in a city or in like London or Lisbon or Munich to cover an event, I always want to do something more than the coverage of the event. So I asked some agents, but who can I interview in Benfica? Who can I interview in Benfica? And they told me, oh, you have to interview Tiago Pinto because he never talks, he never speaks. He did only one interview in his career when he arrived in Benfica, and trust me, you will get a nice content. And when I arrived, and I did this interview with Tiago, and half an hour of interview, and I can say now, I had to say to Sky Sport in Italy, please send me this interview in Sky because it's important for me, because they didn't know who was Tiago Pinto in that moment in Italy. No, so I had to say to Sky Sport, please do this interview. And in this interview, we talked about Dybala. No, I asked him who is the best Italian player you like, and he told me Dybala. And then after some months, he arrived to AS Roma. And after other months, he got Dybala. So it was absolutely incredible to have met Tiago Pinto in that period in Benfica, and to have him in AS Roma after some months. It was an incredible destiny signal.
You made the first interview of Tiago after he left Roma.
Yes. Yes. He was a gentleman.
Yeah, Tiago is a true gentleman, and more than a sports director, much more than a sports director. What do you think about his work in Roma?
I think that his work. Who in Italy denies his work is not in a good faith, because I think that his work is under objective eyes. He got Mourinho, he got Lukaku, he got Dybala, but he got Svilar as a free agent. Svilar now is one of the best goalkeepers in Europe. He got Ndika, free agent. And he always had to fight with financial fair play, to settlement agreement, to Jose Mourinho requests, because if I think in Jose Mourinho head, obviously Jose wanted stars, strong players, because he wanted to win. But on the other side, AS Roma had these difficulties to spend money in the market. So I think he did an incredible job, and now he's in Premier League, he's in Bournemouth, but he could have deserved a Premier top club, with all the respect for Bournemouth.
You work 3 months in the summer on the transfer market, then you have the winter transfer market, and the rest of the months, I know you don't stop also. It's also preparing the next market, also the other news, the games. What do you do?
When transfer market finished, there are a lot of memo in social, no, that I can go on holiday, or that I am like that, sad, crying. But I start a new chapter of the year, because I cover Serie A for Sky Sport. So every Saturday I am in the studio to cover Saturday match of Sky Sport. I am Champions League man, so I am in every top Champions League match for Sky Sport. And so, when you cover a Champions League match, you have to go the day before, and you arrive and you come back the day later, so the day after. So you stay three days in a week to follow a Champions League match, and on Saturday I work on Serie A, and I have one day off for my family. So, and then football transfer is not only 3 months in summer and 1 month in January. Now football transfer market is open 12 months. 12 months.
It's coming the Euro Cup now. The Euro. It's a different stage for working with the Euro, because of the transfers. Most of them get delayed. They don't. You give special attention to the Euro Cup?
Yes, we will follow Euro. I will go to follow Italy and to cover Italy when Italy will play. And is everything slower? It's correct. For example, I asked today Lukaku agent or Chiesa agent, which are the news, and the answers were, we wait Euro, because if Chiesa or Lukaku, for example, two names in Euro, they could play in a better way, market can change for them. So it's normal that some players and some agents want to wait Euro to finalize some interests and some deals for their players.
Do you celebrate a lot when Italy was champion? Yeah.
Yes,
Special,
because
right?
I was there, and I remember clearly what happened, because we were in London, in Wembley, against the house team. And everything there was prepared for to celebrate the victory. Everywhere, football coming home, everywhere, in subway, in the pubs, everywhere was football coming home. And so we lost before playing for people. And another thing that Italian fans couldn't come to Wembley to be fan of Italy, because for the pandemic, for COVID, they couldn't travel. So we were alone against 80,000 people. And so to win there at the penalties after the English advantage was something really incredible. It's like a magician. No?
Do you have any candidates? Or Italy will be
to win? I don't think Italy will win. I like Spalletti. I think Spalletti will introduce a tough team, very intensive team, but we don't have the quality of other teams.
Portugal.
Portugal. I hope for you, because you deserve. You have talented team, young talented team, top talented team. I wait more from Leao in this Euro 2024, because I like Leao. Everybody likes Leao in Italy, but he needs another step, to be a champion. He needs the right step, and this is the perfect opportunity for him, I think, to demonstrate to be one of the best players in Europe.
Any other Portuguese players that you follow particularly?
Diogo Dalot, because a friend of him, when he played in Italy in AC Milan, we were very we talked. Sometimes we talked each other, and I followed him a lot in his career. So I followed Diogo. Bruno Fernandes. He played in Italy. He played in Novara in Italy. He played in Novara.
Nobody knew Bruno Fernandes in Novara.
Nobody knew Bruno Fernandes, and he's a very good guy, very simple guy. So this is the guy that I know.
People that love football love clubs. They have clubs, national team. But who lives in football? And I ask you if you share this point of view. Starts cheering not for clubs but for people. You think that? You are saying about a club to support? The fans have a club to support, but who works in football with people in football? Suddenly, more than supports a club, we start supporting people.
Yes. For us in Italy, it's really difficult to say in a public way which is the club we support, because if you say that support Roma or support Napoli in social media after a match, you were Roma fan in that comment, you were Napoli fan in that situation. So I don't know how it's in Portugal, but in Italy, social guys, social fans are haters, no? So they wait the moment to attack you, and so I always say that I am fan of the clubs that my father was a coach, and he was a coach of a lot of clubs. So Napoli, Genoa, Lecce, Palermo, Catania, Cosenza, Catanzaro, a lot of clubs. So this is the way I answer, and really I am linked with these clubs, with the people, because when my father died 2 years ago, and I received all the love from these fans, for me it was natural to support all these clubs and all these cities.
I think Portugal is very, very similar. It's Latinos. If you say you support a club, it's you have a stamp, like you cannot do your work good because you are from that club. Let's speak a bit about coach. Is it true that Marco Silva was close to sign with the Internazionale some years ago?
Yes, he was there. We have an image of Marco Silva in a hotel in Milan, but was a period of changes in Inter, and he was a candidate of an agent that wanted to have Marco Silva there, and so he was really close. Yes, and I knew Marco Silva always in that period in Lisbon, in the Champions Final 8, and he's another simple guy, another simple man, and I hope to see him in Italy. We will see Paulo Fonseca with AC Milan, but I think Marco Silva could have deserved to be AC Milan or Napoli, for example, or Fiorentina coach.
What about Amorim or Conceição? Two Portuguese coach, very good Portuguese coach. Do you expect to see them in the future in Italy, or you think?
Conceição was not so close to AC Milan, but he was there. He was in the list. Jorge Mendes called AC Milan to say get Conceição, but they chose Paulo Fonseca for 1 month, and they didn't want to change their decision, and so I like Paulo Fonseca. He was good in Roma, in FC Roma, but now AC Milan fans they want to win. So it will be a difficult job for him, but he's a nice man and a good coach. Amorim, everybody's talking to me about Amorim. Is strong. I really thought he could have joined Liverpool, for example, in that moment 2 months ago. I thought he was the first candidate, but then he had that problem with West Ham when he went to London, and so he wanted to stay in Sporting, and so we will see next year what happens about Ruben Amorim. Tiago Pinto likes Ruben Amorim.
Yes.
I think that if Tiago Pinto could have stayed in AS Roma, Ruben Amorim could have joined AS Roma.
Mbappe will be the great transfer of the season, probably, right? To Real Madrid. But
Yes, he is official today. So yes, is at 7 o'clock. If you want to know, 7 o'clock, Real Madrid will announce Kylian Mbappe. But it's like a secret of nothing. Everybody knew that.
Okay, so but what other major business transfers do you expect to happen that you can speak?
Clearly, I think that Osimhen could be another good transfer in this summer, and obviously is substituting in Napoli. I don't want that sporting fans will hate me, but Gyökeres is the right name, no?
Yes,
Gyökeres. I think is very high priced,
Yes.
because I think Sporting wants a lot of money, but I would like to see Gyökeres in Italy, in Napoli, for example, but Napoli cannot spend 100 million euro. If Sporting wants 100 million euro, it's impossible for him to be in Italy or in AC Milan, because even AC Milan needs a striker. after Giroud is leaving. So I think the strikers market is interesting. Zirkzee, Jonathan David, Jimenez of Feyenoord, Sesko, Gyökeres, Osimhen, Samu is Atletico Madrid player that was on loan in Alaves. Dobvik, Girona player, probably will go to Atletico Madrid. So all the striker movements are very, very interesting.
In Portugal, everybody wants to know here where Rafa will play. Nuno Farinha, that you know very well, said that you are a fan of Rafa. Do you?
Yes, but Nuno told me once that Rafa Mir would have stayed all his career in Benfica, so I didn't trust that Rafa Mir would have left Benfica as a free agent, because he never accepted to leave Benfica in the past. No, he refused a lot of opportunities. Mm-hmm. So, but I think he will go in Arabia, in Saudi Arabia, or something like that. No, it's difficult to see him in Italy. I hope to see him in Italy, but I think it's difficult, no? He would like to have a lot of money, you know?
and that's the age, right? But I think he would play in every country or in Europe. He would have those talents. We're almost finishing because we have you have a tight schedule. Just one more question. Do you know how much followers you have in your social media? I don't know. I'm just asking. Do you know?
2 million in Twitter, former Twitter is X, 2 million there, 1 million in Instagram, another million in Facebook. So I think 4 million, other 1 million in TikTok, 4 or 5 million. Yeah, but it's not important the quantity, it's important the quality. It's important that every person feels to be close to me, not far. I like when I do Instagram story. I like to let people see where I'm going in the stadium, in the city, because I know that a lot of guys cannot see Wembley never in their life, cannot see never Olympia Stadium in their life, and so I want they see with my eyes what they cannot see in their life. So my phone is my eyes for the people. That's my mission.
Gianluca, thank you for this time. It was a pleasure for me to speak with you, to know you. Now I would say good holidays, but just in September, right? Or not even in September.
In September. But it was a pleasure for me. I hope to do another interview in Portuguese, but I don't know if I will have never time to understand Portuguese. But my mother will give me private lessons, so I hope to do next one in Portuguese, or my mother will do for me.
Thank you, much appreciated for your time. Grazie, Gianluca. Muito obrigado também a si. Já sabe, se gostou, clicar aí no like, também pode partilhar e também deixar o seu comentário. Nós voltamos noutra oportunidade com mais um convidado de valor. Até à próxima.